She was in space, technically, for like the blink of an eye. And then she kissed the dirt and she came down and talked about, the strength man and the divine feminine. She essentially took a roller coaster ride.
Space with Katy Perry, and she started singing, I might actually just jettison myself into space. It might be a better choice, a better life choice.
And also, I think it's a reflection of celebrity culture where it's so much navel-gazing and narcissism, where it was about, her and Katy Perry's meditation and her inner love and all that, as opposed to thanking the engineers at Blue Origin. That might be more.
Katy Perry's space flight is about to blow up in her face, and South Park's coming for blood. Leaks from inside the production say this could be their most brutal celebrity roast ever. After her short Blue Origin trip became a global joke, Matt Stone and Trey Parker are taking aim, and Katy's team is panicking behind the scenes. What was supposed to boost her career could now turn into one of her biggest public embarrassments. Katy Perry stepped out of the Blue Origin capsule, acting like she'd traveled across galaxies. In reality, she barely touched space for a few minutes. The internet filled with jokes. What should have been a career highlight turned into memes. Viewers laughed at her dramatic reactions to what was basically an expensive roller coaster ride. Even her fans were confused by her intense emotions. Blue Origin marketed the flight as groundbreaking, an all-female trip to the edge of space. The truth? It lasted about 11 minutes from start to finish. Most people spend more time on their daily commute. Yet Katy and the other passengers came back acting like spiritual guides with deep cosmic wisdom. The trouble was just starting. Sources in the animation industry say South Park's creators saw Katy's space adventure as a perfect target. They're not planning a quick joke or brief mention. This is being developed as a major storyline, possibly a special episode. South Park has a history of hurting celebrity images. Just ask Tom Cruise or Britney Spears. A show insider revealed the writing team is working overtime on this. They're treating Katy's space mission as comedy gold. They're not just mocking the flight. They're attacking celebrity PR stunts, fake inspiring speeches, and forced empowerment messages. They see her trip as the perfect example of everything wrong with modern fame. The writers can't stop laughing about it. A celebrity who spent a fortune to float for minutes, then acted like she'd learned the secrets of the universe. The leaked episode details are brutal. One scene shows a Katy-like character trying to live stream her deep space experience. The feed glitches and reveals crew members holding cue cards with spiritual quotes, and directors coaching her on how to look amazed. Another part mocks her post-landing speeches with increasingly ridiculous space claims. The character keeps saying she saw impossible things during the brief flight, until even news reporters start laughing at her. They show the Blue Origin flight as an overpriced carnival ride for desperate celebrities. The South Park version has a sign, Relevance Restoration, $28 million per ride. The Barker offering instant spiritual awakening and 15 more minutes of fame to any celebrity willing to pay. The show mocks how the mission was called historic when nothing new was discovered, no science was done, and no real astronaut duties were performed. Katy's team is scrambling. Sources say she knows South Park is planning something and they're freaking out. Her PR team is booking charity events and planning women's empowerment posts to counter what's coming. They're working overtime to rebuild her image as grounded and authentic before the episode airs, but once it airs, the damage will be done. Some sources claim Katy's team asked other South Park targets for advice on handling the fallout. The responses weren't helpful. Most said just wait for the storm to pass and hope people forget. Fighting back makes everything worse. It plays into South Park's hands and keeps the story alive longer. This isn't the first time South Park has wrecked a celebrity's image. Tom Cruise, Kanye West, and others faced the show's brutal humor and struggled to recover. For Katy, whose music career has faced recent challenges, this mockery comes at the worst time. She's been trying to rebrand after several less successful albums. This space mission was supposed to help her come back, showing a more mature Katy with depth beyond pop songs. Instead, the mission turned into a PR disaster that keeps getting worse. Every time the jokes start to die down, something new brings back the mockery. First, her dramatic post-landing speeches, then the news that they weren't actual astronauts. Now, a potential South Park episode that could make the whole fiasco part of pop culture history. The situation is worse because people are already tired of celebrity space tourists. Jeff Bezos himself is reportedly unhappy with how the mission was received. A Blue Origin source claimed Bezos joked that next time he'd pick someone who wouldn't make the mission so embarrassing. He wanted positive publicity for space tourism, not an internet laughingstock that made the industry look silly. Blue Origin executives are rethinking their celebrity passenger program. They thought famous people would help normalize space tourism and create excitement. Katy's over-the-top reaction and the public's negative response made them question if celebrities are hurting their brand more than helping. Some insiders say they're considering focusing on scientific passengers and contest winners instead of celebrities who use the experience for PR. The all-female Blue Origin flight with Katy Perry, Gayle King, and Lauren Sanchez was marketed as a breakthrough for women in space.
I'm much better now that the ladies are back from space.
Thank you for having me. What were they up there, 10 minutes?
Well, it was very profound. I don't know if you've seen Katy Perry talk about it, but she's basically a guru now.
Yeah.
People saw through this quickly. Critics pointed out it looked like a rich people's party pretending to be about empowerment. When a passenger said, "We're all in this together" from a billionaire's rocket, it showed how out of touch they were. The message seemed extra fake considering current economic problems. With high inflation, record housing costs, and people struggling to afford basics, watching millionaires take space joyrides while claiming it benefits everyone felt completely disconnected from reality. Real female astronauts were upset by the show. These women spent years training, earning advanced degrees, and proving themselves through tough selection processes. Many face sexism and huge challenges to earn their place in space program history. Seeing celebrities take a brief up-down flight and claim the astronaut title felt disrespectful to those who dedicate their lives to space exploration and science. The final embarrassment came when officials clarified that none of the flight participants qualified as astronauts. To earn that title, you need to do important work during the flight. Katy and her friends were just passengers. This announcement destroyed any respect left for the event and created more jokes about Katy's dramatic Earth return. This clarification came from the Federal Aviation Administration, which changed its rules about who counts as an astronaut because of space tourism. Under the new rules, passengers need to have done activities during flight that were essential to public safety or helped human spaceflight safety. Just being on a spacecraft isn't enough to earn the title, no matter how famous you are or how much you paid. Critics created a term for this mess, fulmanism, fake feminism mixed with tourism, describing when empowerment is just a marketing trick backed by celebrity money. Instead of highlighting real achievements by women who've overcome challenges in science and exploration, this event showed millionaires on an exclusive trip pretending to make history. The term spread online quickly, becoming shorthand for corporate-backed attempts to privilege as progress. Social media users started using it for other celebrity causes that seemed more about PR than real change. Marketing experts noted this backlash shows people are better at spotting the difference between genuine equality efforts and publicity stunts designed to improve celebrity images. The internet was ruthless. Katy's serious comments about Earth's beauty and her daisy of resilience were edited and remixed into viral jokes that made her seem completely out of touch. Even loyal fans cringed as her speeches were paired with funny sounds across social media. What was meant to show personal growth became a warning about fake authenticity. The daisy of resilience became a focus of mockery. Katy brought a daisy on the flight, presenting it afterward as a profound symbol of human endurance and beauty. Viewers found this forced and artificial, like she had planned this symbolic moment with her marketing team, rather than having a real emotional experience. The daisy became an internet meme, photoshopped into silly situations and used as shorthand for pretentiousness and fake depth. People compared Katy's space reaction to other celebrities who'd done similar flights without the drama. When William Shatner went to space on the same type of Blue Origin flight, his reaction was raw and moving. He spoke about Earth's fragility and the veil of blue atmosphere in a way that touched many viewers. The contrast between his real emotional response and Katy's rehearsed one made her performance seem calculated and fake. The South Park's artists have been dropping hints online, posting rocket emojis and fake hero references. The excitement around the episode has created more mockery, with fans guessing how far the show will go. Animation industry sources say the episode is a high-priority project, with extra attention to detail to capture how ridiculous the whole situation is. The show's writers are having a field day with the material. The Blue Origin flight gives them so much to mock that they're having trouble fitting all their ideas into one episode. From the billionaire space race to celebrity PR stunts to fake activism, there's so much to make fun of that they might make it a longer special instead of a regular episode. People weren't mad because they were jealous of Katy's opportunity. They were annoyed by how the journey was presented. Rather than feeling inspired, audiences saw a carefully planned show that felt empty and fake. The emotional speeches, perfect social media posts, and over-the-top symbolism all seemed artificial in a way that viewers easily spotted. In a time when realness is valued above almost everything else, Katy's space performance hit exactly the wrong note with the public. The backlash was stronger because of the contrast between the mission's message and reality. While the flight was framed as progress for women in space, it did nothing to address the real barriers that keep women underrepresented in aerospace careers. No scholarships were announced for women studying science and engineering. No mentorship programs were created. No policies were changed. It was an empty gesture without any real actions to back it up. Media experts point out that people are tired of celebrity moments that are clearly engineered for social media. As one commentator put it, "We can see the strings now." People know when they're being manipulated by carefully constructed stories designed to go viral, and they're pushing back against it. Katy's space adventure became a perfect example of this. A moment that was supposed to inspire awe, but instead caused eye rolls because it felt so obviously manufactured. Real achievements aren't created by marketing teams or Instagram posts. They come from genuine hard work and courage that money can't buy. When billionaires sponsor trips disguised as world-changing events, audiences don't cheer, they see through it. People want authentic moments of human achievement, not packaged spectacles that seem designed mainly to boost someone's brand. This explains why people responded better to other space tourists with more genuine reactions. Ordinary citizens who won contests to go to space and responded with real amazement. Elderly people who dreamed of space travel their whole lives finally getting the chance. People who showed sincere wonder at experiencing something truly extraordinary. These stories connected because they felt real. The joy wasn't manufactured for likes and shares. Katy tried to reach for the stars, hoping to change her image. For a brief moment, it looked like she might succeed, but reality had other plans. Here on Earth, away from the polished publicity and edited social media, people value what's real. No amount of height, no perfectly staged landing, no rehearsed speeches can replace genuine sincerity. Marketing experts think Katy's team made a big mistake by over-preparing her messaging for the flight. If she had simply been herself and shared her actual thoughts and feelings, even if they were less poetic, the public would have been much more accepting. By trying too hard to make the experience seem life-changing and meaningful, they actually stripped it of any real impact it might have had. Other celebrities should learn from this. Calculated authenticity is a contradiction that audiences spot immediately. Better to be yourself, with all the messiness that comes with it, than to present a polished version that rings false. This is especially true for experiences like space tourism, where a natural reaction of awe and wonder would be compelling enough without any extra story added on top. In the end, it wasn't the space journey that defined Katy Perry's story, it was how she tried to control the story afterward. And now with South Park getting ready to mock her, the final chapter of her space adventure might be the most embarrassing yet. The episode hasn't even aired, but the anticipation alone has brought back all the jokes. This could forever link Katy Perry not with her music or creativity, but with 11 minutes in space that crashed back to Earth harder than the capsule itself. For Katy, this might be the hardest PR challenge of her career. Unlike other controversies that can be fixed with apologies or explanations, this one is about something more basic, the feeling that she's fake. and that's much harder to fix with standard crisis management. Some PR experts suggest her best move might be to embrace the mockery, to show she can laugh at herself. Others think she should avoid mentioning it completely and focus on her music, hoping people will eventually move on to the next celebrity scandal. Whatever she chooses, one thing is clear. South Park's upcoming episode could either end this scandal or bring it back just when it was starting to fade. Either way, it's a warning for other celebrities thinking about space tourism. Sometimes, the higher you fly, the harder you fall. And when your flight only lasts 11 minutes, but your reaction suggests you've returned from another galaxy with the secrets of the universe, you're setting yourself up for a takedown that could outlast your entire space adventure many times over. The irony? If Katy had approached the experience differently, with more humor, self-awareness, and genuine reaction, it could have been good for her image. Instead, by trying too hard to make it profound, she created the perfect target for mockery. In the age of social media and instant public reaction, authenticity isn't just nice to have, it's essential for survival. What began as a publicity stunt quickly spun into a PR nightmare that shows no signs of stopping. The Blue Origin flight was supposed to be a new chapter for Katy's public image. Instead, it became a case study in how quickly modern audiences can spot and reject inauthenticity. From the moment she exited the capsule with rehearsed wonder to her carefully planned social media rollout, everything felt calculated rather than genuine. The mockery started small, a few jokes here, some eye rolls there, but it snowballed as more people saw the disconnect between the brief touristy nature of the flight and Katy's grand spiritual claims about its impact. Internet comedians had a field day. Late-night hosts couldn't resist the easy target. And now South Park, known for its brutal takedowns of celebrity culture, is preparing to immortalize the whole fiasco. For Blue Origin, this presents a serious business problem. Their entire celebrity strategy was built on the idea that famous passengers would generate positive buzz and normalize space tourism. If these flights instead become punchlines, they risk damaging the prestige and excitement they're trying to build around their brand. When your flagship marketing strategy turns into comedy fodder, it's time to rethink your approach. The impact on Katy's career remains to be seen. Some stars have weathered South Park parodies and emerged relatively unscathed. Others have seen their public image permanently colored by the show's harsh satire. The difference often comes down to how they respond. Those who can laugh at themselves tend to fare better than those who show offense or try to fight back. Insiders say South Park's writers see this as more than just a one-off joke about Katy Perry. They view it as the perfect vehicle to comment on larger issues: billionaire vanity projects, performative activism, celebrity disconnect from reality, and the packaging of hollow experiences as profound revelations. It's not just Katy and their crosshairs, it's the entire ecosystem of privilege and pretense she accidentally came to represent. The leaked details suggest they'll be especially brutal about the women's empowerment angle of the mission. Sources say they'll contrast the Blue Origin passengers with actual female scientists and astronauts who faced real barriers and made genuine contributions to space exploration. The juxtaposition of real achievement versus purchased experience will likely form the emotional core of their satire. Some PR experts wonder if Katy might try to get ahead of the episode by addressing it before it airs. This strategy has backfired for previous South Park targets, often making them seem thin-skinned and giving the controversy more oxygen. Others suggest she might be better off simply letting it happen and moving forward with her music career, treating the whole thing as a small bump in the road rather than a defining moment. For audiences watching this unfold, the whole saga offers an interesting window into changing attitudes about celebrity culture. There was a time when stars could more easily control their narratives through carefully managed publicity. But in today's media environment, authenticity has become the most valuable currency. Audiences can detect manufactured moments instantly, and their rejection can be swift and merciless. The final lesson might be the simplest. Genuine human reactions, even imperfect ones, connect with people in ways that polished performance never can. William Shatner crying after his Blue Origin flight as he tried to express the profound shift in perspective touched viewers because it felt real. Katy's Daisy metaphors and spiritual awakening claims felt like they came from a marketing team rather than an authentic personal experience. As South Park puts the finishing touches on their episode, Katy's team can only wait and prepare for the fallout. The show has a track record of creating defining portrayals that stick to celebrities for years afterward. No amount of damage control can fully counteract the power of satire that strikes close to the truth, and in this case, the truth is that Katy Perry went to space for 11 minutes and came back acting like she journeyed to another dimension. The countdown to the episode's release has PR experts, industry insiders, and social media users on the edge of their seats. Will it be the final word on Katy's space misadventure, or will it open a new chapter in the ongoing saga? One thing's certain, when you reach for the stars but deliver a performance that feels forced and fake, you set yourself up for a spectacular crash landing in the court of public opinion.
Deal.
Let's celebrate female astronauts.
And because they were united.
Because a lot of men astronauts, they have to go to school.
Right.
They have to learn how to be a pilot first. Then they have to join the Air Force or the Navy. And then they get appointed by NASA.
That's right.
And then they go to space.
Tell me how this is not awesome. Astronaut. Okay, look at this. Rob is going to figure this out. Astronaut.
What do you think about Katy's space drama? Will South Park's takedown be fair or too harsh? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and hit that like button if you want to see more celebrity disaster stories. Your engagement helps us bring you more of the content you love.